Okay, so we are live, and good morning from the UK, and also good morning from Germany, and anywhere you are watching us from. And I am Susie, I am the face behind this business page, and today we have a special guest, Kavya, who's currently in Germany with us. Thank you, Kavya, for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you in my page.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Susie. It's good
My
to be here.
pleasure. So Kavya, like people in my page know that I am a GP by background. I've been living in the UK for several years now. So, people would want to know about who you are. So, who is this Kavya Nelson? So, if you can tell our audience today who you are, brief, introduction about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Kavya Nelson. I'm a software engineer by profession, but now I'm doing this business full time. I'm a full time digital business owner now. I started this business about 4 years ago. By May this year, I'll be completing 4 years in the business. And I'm married. My husband also is a software engineer. He works in Germany. I'm from basically from Mysore, Karnataka. My parents are from Kerala, but I was born and brought up in Mysore. So yeah, but I understand Malayalam and I speak Malayalam and many other languages in India. So yeah, that's about me basically. But yeah,
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So you're an engineer by background. Okay. So,
yeah.
people sometimes wonder, like one of the questions I get asked, Kavya, is I'm a doctor. So they ask, why does a doctor need to do this, online business? Aren't you earning enough in your workplace? So I'm sure you might be asked a similar question, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you why does an engineer, a person who studied engineering like yourself, actually venture into the online space?
First thing for me was I needed an extra stream of income because, see, as you said, you earn a very good income being a doctor. I earn a very good income being an engineer. But the time we give for our job, right? So you might be going on shifts and other things, right? So I used to work like more than 12 hours a day sometimes. So I wanted time for myself more, right? I like traveling out like around the world. I wanted time with my family. I didn't want to be an immigrant in Germany. That's the main thing. We just come here to earn money, extra money. It's not like a vacation. We come here, right? So we come here to earn and staying away from family for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years sometimes, and that's not me. Like both me and my husband, we didn't want to be immigrants. But we just wanted to try because we wanted an extra stream of income, like more income. That's why we came to Germany. So that's why came in. But I was looking for something different. Like I didn't want to work like forever till my 60s, right? So I wanted an extra stream of income so that like I can also give time for my job, maybe if I like it, and maybe whenever I want I can go on vacations. I can have an extra stream of income. Right, so that's the main reason I started. And again, I wanted to be close to my family. My parents are aging, and I wanted to be close to them rather than being an immigrant away from home. I've achieved that. Like I've moved to India now. I stay close to my family, but we also have this German visa. So to keep that visa active, we just come to Germany once a year, like once in 6 months, and we just come here like a vacation now, stay here for 1 or 2 months, and go back to India.
Oh wow! So that's amazing. That's amazing. And my story is also similar, Kavya. Like for me, yes, as a GP, do I earn money? Yes, of course I do. But it is the time. Like, and for you, when you said the 12 hours, I have stayed more than that for work. Sometimes if there's an emergency, and if you're the duty doctor,
Mhm.
you're stuck there. There are times when I have left my workplace at 9 o'clock, nearly 9 o'clock, and
Yeah.
I go there at 8:30. That's a very very long day. And
Yeah.
actually, even the surgery close here. The surgery closes officially at 6:30, but you
Mm.
still have paperwork, some
Yeah.
important documents and things like that, even after seeing patients. And it was becoming really, really unsustainable.
Mhm.
And when you work that many hours, you come and you show sometimes
Yeah.
that frustration at home. I don't know whether you
Yeah.
understand what I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you do. So then you're, and still remember walking through that door, and my husband used to go to one side, my daughter runs to the other, because they know when mommy's finished duty, she is not in a good mood, because
Yeah.
I'm so tired. Would sometimes, hardly get time to eat even.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
hardly
I
time to
know.
go to the toilet,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's the type of amount of time you have to put in when you are in a professional job.
Yeah.
So, and and like what you rightly said, I couldn't imagine myself working into my 60s
Yeah.
like this. You can't. You become tired sooner. You are getting older, and of course there is also this responsibility. When you go
Mm.
up the career ladder, there's a lot more responsibility, and you really wonder whether you want to take up that stress and strain at that point
Yeah.
in time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
You
it's,
get paid more, but the responsibilities come along with that, right? So it's like
yeah.
you are giving more time for your job, and you're just trading your time for money. That's it.
Well,
Yeah.
from my point of view, I am in management role, so financial
Yeah.
benefits, I would say, is meager.
Yeah. Yeah.
From my point of view, it's more responsibilities, and the problem is it takes you away from your family. And
Yeah.
you earn this money, basically, but you'll have to ask somebody to get a holiday. Can I take this day off? Can I go for my daughter's parents teachers meeting? No, you can't. You can't swap that shift. You're like, you get, at one point you start getting fed up of the whole thing, isn't it?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
you're like, you want to be a mom. Can I just be a mom, really? And yeah, so
Yeah.
these are reasons why even a professional, like, think of different streams of income. And people don't realize also, like, you can get unwell.
Yeah.
Like during COVID, I was seeing patients face to face, obviously get in contact with these patients, and then you are a bit afraid that you take it home. And
Yeah.
what if you give, and we don't know how, at that point we didn't know how this virus reacts and things like that. So that's
Mm.
why I knew you needed a second stream of income. It was, imperative really to have a second stream of income. So I'm glad to see here that we kind of have similar
Yeah.
reasons to why, there is the importance of having a second stream of income, or even considering. The other thing is, I have people, when I talk to them, they're all these fence sitters, so they like the idea, but they are reluctant to venture into the online space. So what are the sort of common reasons people, kind of tell you, and how do you address these concerns?
Yeah, there are skeptical people. Like, see, not everybody can believe everything that they see online, right? So, in my case, when I saw this opportunity, I was really excited. I really wanted to try this out, and I didn't think much, right? I just watched a workshop, and I was like, I was really excited. I just wanted to give it a try. But when I see people who are like thinking about it, I really think, like, I was talking to my husband about the same thing. Like, I don't know why so much, like, people think so much. And he just gave me a perspective, like, there are people who have gone through a lot of other things, like they might have gone through some scams, right? So they have experiences of scams and other things online, so they might have paid something somewhere, and they might have gone through some scam or something like that. But that's why they are thinking too much, right? So again, I understand that there are a lot of things online, and you can't believe everything that you see online, but you can see us being live here. We you know that we are in a very good profession. We wouldn't scam somebody. Like, being in a very, like, IT profession, I wouldn't risk my job to scam somebody, right? So it's not right. So, and I've been doing this business from the past 4 years now, and if it was something fake or something like that, I wouldn't continue for 4 years with my original name, sharing my location, what I do, where I live, and everything. So it's up to you people. Like, people have to go do their due diligence, explore more about the business, and see if it fits for you or not, right? And we have this 30 days trial that you can see, right? So you don't have anything to lose. You just have to explore more, like, trust a bit, and, like, you can just connect with us if you have any questions or anything like that. You might have questions for sure, and we are here to answer. If you want, like, you can just connect with us, and And people, if really they want, Susie, they will surely try it. Like it's like Amazon, where you, like, for example, if you want to shop something, and if you see something, like even if you feel it might not be good, you just want to try it out once, right? So that's how it works. And there are many people who really want to try it, and there are people who give maybe reasons, they don't want to try it mostly. So there are people, so it's up to people. And we can only say that there's a genuine opportunity. For me, it has changed my life forever, and I could not like, I can't imagine my life without this business now. Like, what if I had not started this business? I would still be working 9 to 5 or 12 hours or extra shifts on weekends. I can't imagine that. So it's a great opportunity. I can only say that,
Yeah.
just explore and try it out.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, because when I became very desperate about about a second stream of income, because I was really, really wondering about COVID and whether I'd bring it home and things like that. I tried out a few things really, and
Mhm.
I tried a few things. I've seen a bit of successes, but it was taking me a lot of time,
Mhm.
to actually do some of those things,
Mhm.
and then you do spend quite a bit of, because I had spent quite a bit of money on mentors, getting myself educated, knowing about the online space and things before, when before coming across this particular business. But when I look back, even though I had only probably very minimal successes in those business, and I've spent quite a lot of money, I don't think of those things as a loss when you actually
Yeah.
venture into, like, even if hypothetically you've been scammed, I think it's all about your mindset. If
Yeah.
you think of that as a life lesson, and then you will be hyper vigilant, and which is what we are all also saying, don't take our word for it. Come, test it out, do your due diligence. We have locations, we have places, about 40 locations and things like that.
Yeah.
So we have physical locations, we have websites, so you can actually check us out. And like
Yeah.
what you said, I am a general practitioner in a management role in the UK. I wouldn't risk my GMC registration.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because I've studied really hard to get where I am. So I wouldn't definitely risk that. And I wouldn't be sharing something, because I've done other businesses, I've not shared it, because
Yeah.
I have seen tremendous success in this business without much effort.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling also people, like, wow, the amount of effort I spent to study medicine, this is nothing. Like,
Yeah.
the amount of effort, like, just to pass my MBBS, it took me about 5 years, isn't it? This is, you learn things probably 3 4 months, you spend that initial time learning stuff.
Right.
Where's 5 years just to learn? And I done, specialize further after that. Where's five
Yeah.
years?
It's like people really don't know the potential of the business, like potential of online businesses, Susie. Like, sorry to cut you off.
No, 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 absolutely. Go ahead. Go for
Yeah,
it.
no, meaning like they don't know the potential of online business. Right? Even me, when before I came across this business opportunity, like I didn't know there was such huge potential, like earning potential in this business. Like I can't imagine earning more than like 2,000, 3,000 per month. Like here, when I started, right, I had only 5 years of experience, and that was how much I could get. The maximum would be around 3,000. So here, people earning so much just in a month, like it's like I earn my multiple times my annual income now in this business, right? Just in a month. So I couldn't imagine that when I came in. So people don't know the potential, and they don't want to try. And when they see that there are this huge earning potential, many people don't believe it,
Yeah.
because they can't, their mindset is like they can't imagine earning that much, right? So that's also there. So it's all about giving yourself a chance, right? Give it a chance and try new things and see if it works for you. Just depending on a job is like, it's not good, especially in these times, right? Like where people are getting like laid off like anything. So
That's the thing.
it's not
Yeah,
really good to be depending on
yeah.
one. Yeah.
That's the thing. People don't realize, with this economic crisis at the moment, you can be laid off from your job, and if you don't have a plan, and if you have a huge mortgage, you're stuffed really.
Yeah.
There's no other choice, and then then you get into mental health issues, having mental health problems, then you come and see us as GPs. but the thing is, that's the fact of life, and nobody taught us these things in school, isn't it? That's the
Yeah.
thing. We are
Correct.
only taught to go to school, study well, go to uni, do a professional course, and once you get the job, your life is sorted.
Yeah.
And I've learned it's far from sorted.
Yeah, like people can't like when I say that I'm a digital full-time digital business owner, they can't imagine like why like you were an engineer, right? How did you quit the job and like why what are you doing? They don't know how I'm earning multiple times what I used to like. Why should I go and like suffer in a
What
job,
would
right?
you
So,
do?
yeah,
Yeah, and that's the beauty about it. Like you, Kavya, you've decided to quit your job, but at the
yeah,
same time, people ask me why I'm still doing the job, and that's different people's perspective.
correct.
I love being a doctor, and when I was telling some of my colleagues I'm going to probably semi-retire, in the future, and they were like, I mean, I actually said retire, and they're like,
Mm,
Susie, we can't see you retiring, and which may be true because I do love
yeah,
what I do, and that's the beauty of our business. You can decide to be your own boss and then quit completely. And if
yeah,
you're stuck in a rut in a profession you don't enjoy anymore, you have the option to be your own boss and do this full time. Or like me, you still love what you do, but you know that you do need a black backup plan in case anything goes pear-shaped.
yeah.
Or you, like myself, I still love being a doctor. I can't imagine myself not doing it at least one day a week.
Oh, nice.
At
Okay.
least at least now. Maybe in
Mm,
10 years time I might want to retire, but completely from it. But that's the beauty. You
yeah,
have an option, and we have to work for 40 years to retire with the pension that gives you 40% of
yeah,
your lifetime pay.
yeah,
While through this business we have seen thousands of people retiring anything between 3 and 7 years,
yeah, yeah,
completely boss free, completely retired, and living a retired life. And that is the beauty. So where's 40 years versus where is 3 to 4 years?
yeah. That's it. So people, that's the mindset people should have. And when people start something like this, they want to retire just in 2 months into the business. It's not like that. This is a business. But when you compare it with your job, being in a job for 40 years till your 60s, that's not good. Like here, at least you can retire in 2 to 3 years into the business, and you have to have that mindset of a business owner, where you can first you have to give it some time, build your business, and then you can like be your own boss, like
Yeah,
travel around the world.
absolutely. And you've already mentioned a bit of the benefits of this business. You mentioned that you're able to earn now multiple times what you would earn as an engineer. So
Yeah.
what else did you feel as a benefit because of this business?
There are a lot like personally, my personal development is huge, Suzy. Like if you had seen me in 2019 before I started this business, you could never see me online. I never posted anything online, or I was never this public, right? So I have gained that like my confidence now. I can say I can talk to my friends who are like who earned very like too much when compared to my income before, right? So now I'm confident that way. And also all these like I told you, the other thing is I can be close to my family now. I don't have to be an immigrant anymore. I earn like whatever I used to earn from here, being in Germany in a job. I earn multiple times being with my family now, close to my family. And we've bought a farmhouse, a farmland. We have a 4-acre farmland back in India, and we have built a farmhouse. All these things without any loan. You can imagine like how good that would be. Like I can't imagine myself going like buying this huge of a property without loan, right? Like when I was at Infosys, like I was working at a multinational company in India, and I had bought a house, but it was on loan, right? I used to pay loan every month installments. And I can't imagine buying this huge of a property, building a farmhouse there without any loan. And that's why we are like we are not tensed, right? So I have, and that's another income stream I'll be getting from my farmhouse. I'm planning to rent it out. So whatever we do now, we think of having another stream of income as a backup, not as just a liability, like not buying a house on loan and like keep paying loan for years together, right? So that's yeah, and I
Absolutely.
don't have to wake up to my alarm clock. That's the main thing. See, for this interview also, I just like like woke up and my eyes are still puffy. Try to cover it, smiling with best, right? So that's the other thing. I don't have to wake up to the alarm clock.
And this farmhouse is in Bangalore.
It's in Mysore, near Mysore. Yeah.
Mysore. Okay, wow.
Mm.
So 4 acre land in Mysore, a farmhouse, all without a loan and
Yes.
debt free. Yeah,
Mm.
whatever, with all everything's paid off, and that is the beauty of this business. And you've said you've been just here for working here for, doing the business for
Mm.
4 years,
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I have similar things. Like I've been able to go since starting the business multiple holidays. I've been able to cut. I don't do any more duty work. I do management, but I don't do any more duty work. I've done
Okay.
renovations to my house, all without any extra shifts.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not 4 years into the business yet, but
Yeah.
but that's I can envisage that from
Correct.
what,
Yeah.
because short time itself I was able to do this. So
Correct.
I can just imagine, and that's why I can imagine myself if I wanted to retire in 5 years.
Yeah. It's
That that
possible. You
that
can do
that
it.
is completely possible. And when I tell people, like, yeah, I've done doing renovation, I'm not doing any extra shifts. I don't need to do the extra shifts,
Mm-hmm.
anymore, like that. And that's because I am, quite happy and content
Yeah.
with where I am. And what you've actually said, the personal development, the community, our community
Mm.
is superb. Like, because I've been in other communities, there's none. I can just tell you, there's none like our community. You have to have been in other communities to understand that. So that is another thing. So you have, people to hold your hands, lock hands together, guide you through the process. And then there
Mm.
is our training website, which is all video based for you to learn. And
Yeah.
guys, if you've done something like professional courses like us, or you've ever been in uni, this is nothing. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely nothing
And,
to this.
and like you said, Susie, like you were doing some other businesses and you spent a lot of money on mentors and training and other things. But here, you don't have to do that, right? Like you just have like, the amount is very meager and you get the community support for throughout your journey, right? It's not like a monthly membership fee or anything like that. You don't have to pay for any training. You don't have to pay for the website, nothing. So you're getting it all at a very meager amount. And it's like, that's why, like as you said, when I talk to people who have done other businesses and they come here, they know the difference between the other business and what we provide here, right? For that just $149.
Absolutely. I tell people, because I used to do a bit of property before and I learned how to do Facebook ads, and I
Yeah.
paid about £3,500 for that.
Okay.
So, and it is crazy that in our platform we learned 7 different one for peanuts.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
people don't realize that. I'm like, oh my God. And when I actually came to the program, like, oh my goodness, it is mind blowing. Like what you learn here for nothing, like
Yeah,
no membership fee, nothing.
yeah,
It's amazing. And all I can say is, check it out, guys. Check it out. You have nothing. And like what Kavya said, there's 30 days of where you can check us out. And then, and we agree, it might not be for everyone, but that's
yeah,
okay. At least don't let this opportunity pass you by. Check it out, decide for yourself whether it's for you or not. And then, and there's nothing to lose when you're checking it out, really. There's not, you don't lose anything, because
yeah,
it's a 30 days guarantee that that you can, if you're not interested, that you can leave.
yeah. Just try it out.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been chatting for 23 minutes. Time flies, isn't it? So just before we wrap up, Kavya, is there anything that you'd like to tell our audience today?
The only suggestion, Suzy, I have is, as I said, don't depend on your job, just the job, right? Have a backup plan because, recently, my husband got laid off from his job in Germany, and we were in India when we got that news, and that was on a Friday. Okay, so we were actually very cool about it. Like I was just cooking, and he just said that like it's gone, and I was like, what's gone? And he's like, my job. And we were like just cool about it. I just came to him, and I was like, he was just checking the email, and we could be that cool and not be tensed because we, as I told, we don't have any loan, we don't have any dependence, like we don't have to worry that much, right?
Mm.
So if we had a, like he was getting very well like pay from his job, in his job, right? So he had a lot of dependency. He was the only person in his team, like many others in his team were laid off, and we didn't think that he would be laid off,
Mm.
right? Because he had that much dependency, and if he's laid off from his job, and we were thinking like, who else can take that job? Like
Yeah.
he'll surely be not removed. That's what we were thinking. And so you can't imagine, like you can't predict what the
Yeah.
future holds for you, right? So so it's just that you have to have backup. And since we had built this business from the past 3.5 years now, that is why we could be so like cool and like not tensed about it. And we don't, and when people get promoted, right, we have more liabilities. Like we try to go buy a house, like thinking that we can pay the loan and everything. So there are people who got laid off just like 2 weeks after they got promoted, right?
Oh,
So
wow.
think of their
Wow.
situation. So that's why like that's why I suggest, like when you have a job, you be grateful and like try to invest that money on something rather than just saving it.
Mm.
Because there is inflation, right? Like today, whatever you save, like $5,000 today, after like 5 years it might not be the same value for that 5,000. Like you don't get the same amount of products or like service or whatever you want to buy for that 5,000, right? So the value will actually reduce. So invest on something, try to get some returns with that money that you're investing, right?
Yeah.
Rather than just saving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I would have said I'm sorry to hear that, but I guess in your case I'm not sorry to you might be,
No,
you might be like happy now. Maybe Nelson will
no.
be able to help you out with the business.
He's really happy. Like he actually wanted to quit, but you know the normal like society, right? Like they were like when he used to say that to his friends, like I want to quit my job. He was like, why do you want to quit? Or you have a job, and why do you want to quit? And what will you do if you quit your job? And all these were the questions he used to get. And he was like, okay, anyway, I'm in a job, and he can work at his job even from India. So we were like, okay, let us keep that. And then when it was gone, he was like, he was relieved actually. Like, okay, I can. He has a lot of hobbies now. Like from the beginning, he had a lot of hobbies. He's a musician and he's a photographer.
Okay.
So he has a lot of hobbies and he needs time for those hobbies. Now he's like, he's relieved that he got all the time for himself.
Absolutely. And this is the beauty of our business. Again, you can pursue your passions outside
Correct.
work. And when you're
Yeah.
working, you're just working and
Yeah.
you have no time to enjoy, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. That's been a lovely time with you, Kavya. Thank you
No
very
problem.
much for coming into my page today.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the very best in your future and your farmhouse and every other project. I'm sure you'll have more projects. And
Sure.
it's and to our lovely audience, I hope you're all encouraged. Like, just take that leap of faith. That's it. You have nothing to lose. It is just a complimentary webinar that's 90 minutes. If you're like doctors like me, we like to get skip to the end. Just play it on two times plus or 1.5 plus, times,
Yeah.
and you can finish it quite soon. And then and just take that leap of faith. And there's a 30-day guarantee that if you don't want to pursue it for further, you can actually leave, and you have nothing to lose. But
Yeah.
what if this was the opportunity of the lifetime that you were waiting for? And opportunities comes, and if we don't grab on those opportunities, we might just regret it. And I am so thankful that in spite of my previous experiences and things like that, I was still willing to take that leap of faith. And yeah, and today I and Kavya are reaping the benefits of being in that business, and it is immense, I can tell you. So if you'd like to learn more about the business, you can contact us directly. Our names are will be on the screen. You can either contact Kavya Nelson on her page or myself. I'm Susie Jacob Francis on my profile, so you can contact either one of us, and we both will be more than happy to take your questions and yeah, and guide you and in this wonderful journey on the online space.
Yeah,
Thank you once again, Kavya, for being here with us,
no
and
problem. Thank
for
you.
all the best.
Yeah,
All right,
thank you. Bye
bye
bye.
everyone.